Hi, second graders and grown-ups too. We are going to talk today about the proper way to print and use this kind of paper. This is called Handwriting Without Tears paper, and you have some of it in your pink folder, so you need to get a piece of this and a pencil, and I also want you to get your name strip with all your letters on it. Okay, you can pause me for a second, go get those things, and come back, and we'll get started. Alrighty, now that you're back, I want you to set up your workspace like this. So pretend this is a desk. You've got your alphabet strip up here and this underneath it, and you're sitting right behind it, right? If you notice on this paper, there is something I always call a forehead. See how this space right here is wider than this space? This is the top of the paper. And I have kind of drawn that paper on my whiteboard. It only has 5 sets of lines instead of 6 because I couldn't fit it all. But I want you to go ahead and write your name up here in this top corner. You're not going to write Mrs. Amalia. You're going to write your name. But don't get too close to the lines down here because there is one thing that is confusing about this paper, okay? Probably the paper that your mom and dad grew up using had another set of lines up here, so they knew exactly how tall to make their letters. This paper doesn't do that for you, so you kind of have to eyeball it yourself, okay? When you make letters that don't just fit inside these 2 lines, you should make them about that tall again. So see how far apart my fingers are? And then you want to think your tall letters are going to be that tall. And your letters that go down are going to be about that far down. Understand what I mean? I'll show you. So one of the ways I think of letters is I think of them like they live in a house, okay? And there are first floor letters. This is where your door is and you come in and everything like that, okay? Then there are attic letters that go up into the attic. And there are basement letters that go down into the basement. Now, did you notice that my basement didn't come all the way to this line? Because this line is going to have attic letters of its own, standing right there. So go ahead and you can do this with me. And if you need a second to catch up, just pause the video. And this is the first floor. And this is the basement. And you know what's coming, don't you? So, attic, first floor, basement. And right here we have attic. And to save myself a little time, I'm going to draw the basement too. And then I'm going to squeeze my little first floor in. Doesn't sort of look like a house? Kind of. But you get the idea. So do this on all 3 of your lines, but see how you need to make sure there's room for these letters to come down and these letters to come up. So the first thing is, take a look at your alphabet strip and look at all of the capital letters. Every single one of the capital letters is an attic letter. You see what I mean? So we could go along and write every uppercase letter, every capital letter, as an attic letter. And you see how they go up to the attic, they start up in the attic, and they go down to the first floor. They fill those spaces. You don't have to write them all right now. Because, actually, mostly, we use lowercase letters, and those are the really important ones for you to know how to write. So, start by looking at the lowercase letter A. You see where I'm pointing? What kind of letter is that? It's a first floor letter. So it is going to go right here with your first floor letters. And then look at the letter B. Yeah, that's an attic letter. So put that one up here. Because you see how the stick goes up into the attic. What about the letter C? First floor. And the D is an attic letter. Now, it's not a pattern. It seems like it is right now, doesn't it? It's going to keep going for a minute, too. E is a first floor letter, and you see how it fills this space. It touches on the top, and bumps on the bottom. That's what we want your letters to look like. Touching on the top, bumping on the bottom. And the letter F is an attic letter. Oh, but now look at letter G. Look at your lowercase g. There it is. It goes down to the basement. So go to a different set of lines down here. Make a big fat tummy and hook it down to the basement. But you see it doesn't go all the way to that line because it doesn't want to get in that other line's attic. And H is an uppercase, and I know I'm going fast. So that's why we did this as a video, so you can pause it and really practice making your letters nice. I know it has a dot up in the attic, but it's pretty much a first floor letter. Here you go. G-H-I, J. Where does J go? Yeah, basement letter. And K, look at your strip. Yep, K is an attic letter. Yeah. And L, lowercase l, is another attic letter. And M is a first floor. And N. And O. Good. You are going to need to pause this video. You better be, because otherwise your letters are sloppy, I'm pretty sure of it. And P goes down to the basement. And Q always makes me think of a queen because she has long hair and it curls up like that. And that goes down to the basement. And R is the first floor, kind of like M and O. And N. R and S is the first floor. T goes up to the attic. And you see how all the attic letters are about the same height. Twice as tall as the first floor letters. Good. And U goes to the first floor. And V. And W. Check X. Right, first floor. And Y goes down to the basement. Slant from the ceiling of the first floor, down. Slant from the ceiling, down to the basement. Yeah. And the letter Z. Now, step back and look at your writing. See how your letters look. Check to make sure you did not make a, let's write down here, a G that goes here and all the way down here. That's not the right way to do it. See, the letters are all the same. The attic letters and basement letters are the same size, but they just kind of slip down into a different space. And all your first floor letters, see how they're all the same size. They touch on the top, bump on the bottom. And they're not shrunk up like they're in the dryer. We don't see an A that looks like a little sad oval, do we? No, it's nice and round. So any of your round letters should be nice and round. So I want you to take a minute and go back and check it over. Make sure it really looks nice. And if you're having trouble with a certain letter, practice it a little bit. You've got 1, 2, and 3 extra lines. Practice some more. And this is going to help you when we write our Halloween jokes, which is going to be awesome. And it's also going to help you when you make the final copy of your small moment story, because you're going to want it nice. You're going to want to be able to read it. And these are the kind of lines that are printed in your booklets that I'm having made for you. So you have to know how to write on this kind of paper, okay? You don't fit an attic letter inside this space. So I really want you to practice that, okay? Take your time. You have time this week over these next couple days through our map testing and everything. So just take some time and practice them and make them look really beautiful. I cannot wait to see what you do, and I know you're going to be awesome. All right, bye. Kiss your brain.